Hi, everybody. So, Dana and I are together today, and we're going to talk about birth in the 5D and all the wild things that are going on with that right now, because there's some really interesting things that are happening.
Absolutely. Great. Nice to be here with you, honey. So, yes, we're going to talk about 5D pregnancy. Now, when you think of it, you think of the eventual higher version of what a fifth dimensional pregnancy feels like, but it's actually happening right now in these now moments as we move on the bridge of the 4D. Now, I think when we talk about this, we should talk about it as a density level, not
Yeah.
necessarily the dimension. Yeah. So let's think of it as a physicality density level.
Mhm.
So a definition, if you will, for a 50 pregnancy is a 5D pregnancy is an experience of the body. The body actually changes. There's an increase in HCG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that once, but HCG level, it's a hormone basically.
Yeah.
Keep it. And that increases in the body when you become pregnant. It pretty much only happens when you're pregnant. So women are experiencing increases in HCG. Women are also experiencing the body changes without physically being pregnant. So a growing belly, like no joke, you wake up and your belly is puffy in the morning or whenever that happens. Bigger breasts, tender breasts, nausea, and being tired. So that's just the whole first trimester right there. And basically it is, you could say it's similar to immaculate conception in that, the physical act of intimacy is not happening, but the experience of being pregnant is occurring. And when you go online and try to search for this, all these pictures of 5D pictures come up. So it's really hard to search this, but there's Facebook groups that are dedicated to just this topic. And I've had clients reach out to me about talking about this. So it's bigger than we think. So we'll talk about some of the explanations and then we'll just kind of start to hash this out and what's really going on. One of the explanations that I came up with the research and Sherry Didmand from the Aramis Creative Learning Center, she's done a lot of research on this as well. So we can put her video in this link also if you want to do
Mhm.
more research. But one of the explanations is as multi-dimensional beings, a part of our soul is experiencing a fifth or sixth or higher density birth. So your parallel is actually connecting to this whole birthing experience. And it's bleeding over into the now fourth density. So you're getting attributes of what's happening to a higher version of you in this density. I don't think it's ever happened before because we were too low in the third density for it to actually occur. Then the second example or explanation could be that the soul that is attracted to the woman or the couple is creating a test run on an energetic level and melding together. And the connection with just that connection alone is creating a physical outcome in our density. So I just want to, bounce this off of you, honey. What are you getting from what I said, basically?
So, it is both of those things, and it depends on the person.
Yeah.
But there's another factor, and that is so Mother Earth is in the five, she's in the fifth density. And a lot of us have stepped onto the bridge where we're actually at the beginning of the fifth density. Even though the mind doesn't necessarily compute that yet, our body is moving into the fifth density. So think of the stairway is the bridge and it's like a spiral and it just keeps going up and up and up. So a lot of us have stepped out of fourth density and we're on the first stairs of the fifth density. Those are the women I think that are experiencing this. And it's like, it's like they're getting a glimpse of something that's going to be happening for them, but they're also helping Earth as well. So some people may just be helping Mother Earth birth a new world. Some people are going to experience a 5D birth experience. And it hasn't Like they haven't gotten into that parallel yet, but they will. So it's very exciting because we are birthing New Earth as a group. But some of us are feeling the physical effects. And that may be birthing a baby that's going to be one of these beautiful, like babies that take us into the future further and further. And that's probably an indication to those women that they may be doing that. But I think a few of them are actually helping birth the new earth because they're very connected to Mother Earth.
That sounds very pinpointed. And I love that Mother Earth is a part of this, helping us. She is the ultimate mother. Amazing. Um, so, as you move through these 5D pregnancies, feel free, to reach out to me, journal, go earthing, get into the ocean if it's close by. We'll talk about what helps as we go into this. 'Cause there's another aspect to the pregnancy, which is already happening. It's etheric pregnancy. So this is where we're connecting with our spirit babies up to 6 years before they physically go through gestation. And I know, honey, that you had connections with your father and then connecting with your mother. So as a soul, you have those memories,
Yeah.
and it's happening all the time. Yeah, dreams, clairvoyance, clairsentience, visions, automatic writing, all of that is going to bring these souls in. And basically, these spirit babies are so high frequency that they take time to manifest in our density. So, which that does result in multiple miscarriages, possible birth loss as they maneuver through our lower density. So, if you have experience that, my heart goes out to you. It is extremely difficult, not just for you, but for the family. But keep in mind, it is also like testing the waters. It's almost like a practice run.
Mhm.
The baby knows they're coming back, so they're not sad. But then you're
Right.
feeling loss and you're sad. So connect with the future you that is holding the baby on the earth plane. And you've gone through the birth process, the pregnancy process, and they're here. Try to connect with that future you and know that everything's going to be okay. In no way is this easy for the mother and the couple. Just remember that it's nothing, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just a part of the process as we ascend. And
Mhm.
basically, what helps is, raising your frequency, such as a Kundalini awakening, not a full on Kundalini awakening. I'm not telling people to, go jump and do Kundalini yoga every day and things like that, but just connecting with your chakras, getting into alignment, clearing the shadows and ancestral and genetic lines, which Honey has a great program for, Healing with Honey, and some other focuses that you have on your website.
Mhm.
And also detox and hydration. And Honey, you've spoken about this. Hydration doesn't mean just drinking water every day. Eating a very juicy fruit, and that's like the perfect hydration. That's the perfect H2O that we could bring into our bodies. So it's not
Mhm.
just water. And the mineral intake, making sure we're getting enough minerals through sea salt, burdock root, like you've talked about, things like that.
Yeah.
We're not, yeah. So that's all of that part. And just what else would you want to add to that?
Watermelon is amazing and it has all the minerals, like it's packed
Mm-hmm.
with minerals, and it's really, really good for women. So if you like watermelon, that would be a great thing to be having. And it also has single phytoline water. So that's the beauty of fruit, is that it's lining up the water so that it will actually be utilized by the cell. So you can also do hydrogen water. So you can get a little machine that makes hydrogen water. I would probably try and spend a little extra money so that it is clean. I noticed that I bought like a cheaper version, was like $40, I think. And there was a yucky taste, like a chemical taste in the water. So I actually purchased something more expensive and that was better. So keep that in mind when you're doing, you can do vortex water, which will help break up these clusters of potted water, and I've been researching water for a really long time. So I used to have a Kangen machine and it was all about water, water, water. But the hydrogen water is extremely helpful if you can get that. Otherwise, eat as much fruit as you can, but eat the whole fruit because you need the fiber so that you won't have a huge insulin spike. That's important too. So I don't recommend fruit juice. Yeah. But just kind of keeping those things in mind and really getting your minerals is important if you're trying to have a baby right now. If you're not and you're like just prepping your body, just take it more slowly, I would say, because it's probably going to get easier and easier as things move forward because our bodies will be healthier. They're really in a detox state right now, too.
I love that. That's great advice. Thank you for that, honey. It's so important because as I look at the creation and the fertility aspect, I think we focus a lot on ovulation, our cycles, doctor visits. All those things are really important, but there's also the spiritual aspect and clearing everything. And then, of course, making the body a perfect home for the baby.
Mhm.
So just to wrap up, because we wanted to keep this short and sweet and to talk about 50 pregnancy, but also talk about some of the services that we both have from an ancestral clearing aspect. There's a lot of things that could get in the way of a birth just because it's a block in, or it's an old contract in the Akashic records. So clearing a vow of silence because the larynx is very similar to the cervix. So if you took a vow of silence in the past, clearing that could clear everything, and that could clear the way you express yourself and the way you manifest, because the throat is a big part of manifestation.
Mhm.
A vow of chastity, obviously, not to, make it so obvious, but hey, a vow of chastity will block a lot of your fertility. So clearing that is huge. And there's a lot of other things that will clear it. So I've created a Akashic Records clearing just for fertility and pregnancy and childbirth. And then Honey also has it for the whole gauntlet, just clearing everything in your life. If you have a back injury, that could be something from the Akashic Records, and to clear that is huge.
Mhm.
Do you want to add anything to that?
I think just kind of clearing out all of the old ideas that we have would help, but it depends on how much time you're willing to give to it. So if you're willing to let go of all the stuff, all the programming that you've had in the past that came from your parents that maybe are hindering you in multiple ways, then I would maybe do like the Journey to You program to just clear it all. And also, you'll know how to clear anything that comes up, like anything that pops up later. But that's a long program. And it just is up to you. What are you willing to devote to your own healing before you bring this new life into the world? Because these babies, man, they are going to have the knowledge, and they're not coming through a veil. They're coming through with their information. And we need to be prepared to allow them to be themselves from the beginning. And I think that is something that a parent needs to be fairly clear for because they're going to push the boundaries of what we know. Yeah. So, anyway, just a little,
It's true.
yeah, it's going to be intense. They're going to be intense and they're
Mhm.
not going to settle for things that we have settled for in the past in that lower density. So, just kind of being aware we're birthing a new world and we are birthing a new kind of humanity, a humanity that is aware, awake, and willing to stand in their sovereignty to keep that going. Those are going to be the new kids.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. I have a 6-year-old in first grade and he's learning about social studies. So he's learning to be kind, to be a good citizen, but also to follow the rules. They're not here to follow the rules because the
No.
rules are going to fall away and they're gonna help us make the rules.
Mhm.
They're gonna lead us into making new rules because they know. They just know.
I
Amazing. I
do.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So fun. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, my pleasure. So our links will be in our bio and in the description of this video. And just to remind everyone that I have a Welcome Your Baby course on my website, and also a spiritual fertility course, and also the Blissborn Hypnobirthing online course. And I also have some monthly inner circles that I focus on certain topics. So I have 2 more for the
Mhm.
rest of the year, and I have recordings from June of all of the from nurturing your nervous system to facing your fears, connecting your inner child to your spirit baby and your soul, having all of them have a little party together. A lot of little things that I'm offering. So check out my links, and I'd be more than happy to entertain any questions. So go ahead and please send me an email or DM me. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you. Bye,
Yes.
everybody.
Bye. Take